your reading. This is a general message for you guys. Hope you all are doing amazing. So in this type of reading, what we do is we start off pulling some oracle cards just to get a sense of what it is that we're dealing with today in your message. And then as the reading goes along, we start to pull some tarot cards to go into more detail, into more specifics. So the longer the reading goes, the more cards will fill up the table. These readings usually last anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. So this is more long form content. So hopefully you enjoy that. And that is why you're here as well. I also post shorts and those types of tarot messages. I try to do them once a week for every zodiac sign. So those are on the channel. If you want to look at those, if you're interested, go check those out. All right. So let's pull some oracle cards here from the Celestial Bodies Astrology and Numerology Oracle deck. What is up with the Taurus group that I'm picking up on today, please? What's the overall message, the overall energy that we're dealing with today for the Taurus? Taurus. Ooh, a lunar eclipse. Nice. Okay. So you may be dealing with cutting some things out. I'm getting it in more of a internal, maybe emotional sense, maybe not so much external, although we do say that as within, so without, right? So the internal does reflect the external. So if you are consciously, maybe even subconsciously working on transforming your behavior, if you are working on healing, letting go of a painful situation or letting go of some sort of trauma or experience, maybe letting go of fears and, just overthinking, things like that. As you do that, I think that you'll start to see that in your external environment, things will start to shift and change as well. All right. The lunar eclipse time of year may be of importance at this time for you, depending on what year you're listening to this reading. But it does discuss the cutting something out and doing away with it once and for all. I'm also getting something about like doing it at night, doing it in secret. There's something weird about you, Taurus, okay? And I'm not saying that to be mean. I love the weirdness in people, but there's definitely something odd, okay, that maybe you think of your oddness as negative, and maybe that's something that you're coming to grips on, right? Or you have an odd behavior that you need to end, or you feel like you need to end. It's also talking about like a phase that's ending as well. So maybe you've been indulging in something a little taboo, or like if your parents knew you did it, they would be like, what? Like, why? Right? Like, what does that mean? Why are you doing things like that? I don't know. I'm picking up on something like that. Okay. Number 58, this is from the Solace Oracle. I'm not too familiar with this oracle, but I really, really love the artwork and the depictions of these cards. So I want to use this oracle in today's reading. We're going to see what this card means. 5-8. Okay, so this one's called Fight to Win. Anger comes easy. True kindness takes courage and depth. Ooh. Uncontrolled anger can take a toll on your health and your relationships. Yeah. It's a little feisty of an energy for sure, especially with this red planet here. It makes me feel like the moon is on fire, right? Like maybe there is like just a need to engulf something and to burn it, right? Like burn it away, burn bridges. Maybe you have like literal objects that you want to burn that represent a certain time, right? A certain situation. Like sometimes whether you know it or not, right? Like a burning is a form of ritual. So maybe whoever you're angry at, you have some things that belong to them that you want to burn. And if you don't or haven't thought about it, maybe it's a good time to think about it. I feel like this keeps you up at night as well. And these thoughts go into like all kinds of different scenarios in your head. Yeah, there's a completion. So we're discussing a situation that maybe you were betrayed, but either way, it affected you negatively, and you have some feelings about this, right? You have some anger about this, and maybe you have not been able to really do anything about it, or there's nothing that you can do, right? Like maybe this thing just did not go in your favor for whatever reason. It wasn't your thing. That the universe is like, no, there's something else there for you, right? Like this is not meant to be, even though you wanted it so bad. Or maybe the stubbornness in you was something that was just like, I want it, I don't care how it is, what it does to me, but it just didn't happen, and you're angry about that, right? And so therefore I feel that the message here is to come to terms and to accept that this situation didn't work out, and put it to rest, put it away. You cannot live angry forever, and unless you want to, of course, but why would you want to spend your days here on this planet full of rage and anger, right? Like thinking constantly about something that isn't even real anymore, right? That thing that happened was in the past. It's no longer, so it's like live in the moment, live for the moment. And why allow this situation to take more energy from you? I know it's easier said than done. And complete it, right? Put the puzzle piece back. There's a puzzle piece here. So maybe the other part of this is that you cannot let go or get over it because there's missing pieces. And you're trying your best to put them together. And it's like, I'm hearing like, make it make sense, right? Telling the universe, make it make sense. Some things don't make sense. The universe in of itself it doesn't make sense, and sometimes that happens. I'm also getting like that this is going, I know it's so cliche, and I hate that I'm getting this because it's like, oh, please, right? Like I'm feeling that there's an energy here that really is pessimistic a little bit, but it's like, it's a stepping stone. It's something that's going to propel you to something better. And sometimes we don't think about it like that because we're just focused on what we lost, right? And we're focused on it because we want it. So we wanted it so bad and it didn't work out. And so that's just the thought process, right? Like just holding on to the thing that we wanted and it didn't come through. We're going to pull from tarot now to see what's up in your personal energy and start to go into some more details about this situation. All right, Taurus, what is it? What's in the personal energy of the Taurus that I'm picking up on today? I don't know if you continuing on to look for this puzzle piece is going to make a difference. At the end of the day, even when you find the answer, like it's not going to make a difference. This thing, it needs to be burned away. This thing needs to be gone and set free in your mind, right? Like the concept of it living in your mind and taking up energy that you can be using for something else, something better, something that is yours, something that is of today. Something that doesn't make you mad or remind you of a time, of a negative time, right? So in your personal energy so far, you have the Justice and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, you have something to say. You want to say something. You want to say something, but why aren't you speaking? What is holding you back? Because you're so angry and you can't express it or articulate it very well, because you feel maybe like, what's the point? I do get that with the Taurus a lot, you know, like, what's the point of even trying? And I get it, you know, it just depends on who you are and your belief system on life. So if that's the case and you don't want to try, then why let it take up your mind, like space in your mind here? The Justice is saying that there's an imbalance within you. Okay, this could be physically, this could be emotionally, mentally, but remember, these three cards have to do with you and your personal energy. So there is a need to create equilibrium, balance, alignment, right? To bring back a sense of routine, I'm getting, and just create a new form of living that doesn't involve this thing anymore. Okay, I'm getting so strongly like you're wasting time if you're focusing in this direction, like whatever this thing is that we're discussing. The time and the focus should be spent on the now. Okay, like what's going on now. There's a Knight of Wands and a Knight of Swords here in your energy. There's a lot of action that you want to take, and I'm also getting that there's somebody here that it's like you have this yearning. Your body is even starting to physically give you like these pushes and nudges to take action on something, but you don't take action. You don't do anything about it. Does that make sense? Like, do you ever feel like that where like you want to, you know, you have to, like you're almost there to do the thing, but the defiance in your head, the stubbornness, right? The need to not stir the pot and not make moves and, you know, try to keep things as fixed and stable as possible overcomes this need to take the action, because with action comes change, and you're not a big fan of that, right? Like whoever it is that I'm speaking on. But there's a lot of passion here, okay? And you could be like, if you're dealing with another person, you could be extremely attracted to them. You know, this could be something that's taking up a lot of your mental space, right? The fact that you're pulled to them, that you want to see them, right? With the Knight of Wands, you know, you want to make a spontaneous move sometimes, or you want to say something and express yourself here with the Knight of Swords in a very passionate, assertive way. But Justice is, I don't know, the Justice card, it's like, it's a little vague. It's a little mysterious here, it feels. And I understand the facelessness of it, but it's making me feel like you cannot pinpoint something. You cannot really like the missing puzzle, the missing piece here. There's a missing piece. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Let's go into your external. This could be people, situations, circumstances. What's in the environment for the Taurus that I'm picking up on today? Part of you wants to indulge and go all into this passionate situation, whatever it is that has your blood flowing and, you know, the fire within you is on. But the other side of you really wants to make something right, like to, like really want something to be fair. And I don't think that you know which way to go. There's your card, the Hierophant. In your external, you have the Six of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the Hierophant. Yeah. you're pulled toward this thing that it's a soul contract. Okay, it is something that either you know this person, or you wanted this thing since you were a child, or you have past life karma with them, right? Like unfinished business, putting the piece back into the puzzle, completion of a union here, or a situation that's happened, whether it's in this lifetime or in other lifetimes. It was unfinished business. Okay, this is an unfinished story. There's no ending to this story. You're trying to wrap it up. Okay, and for some reason right now, it's just really taking a lot of your energy. And the more you think about it, and the more time goes by without doing anything about the situation, the angrier you're getting here. All right. It's too much to handle for someone else. If we're speaking about another person, this relationship, all right, there is commitment involved here with the Hierophant. And if you want answers to another person's way of thinking about the situation, they see the contracts that they have with you as far as your history goes. They know that there is a soul bond there in some way, but they're not committal. It's too much for them to do. Okay. However, it's like wrong time. Okay. Wrong time, wrong place for them in their mind. If anybody needed to hear that, because this situation here, it's like they can do it, but they don't want to spend the energy to do it, because it will take a lot. It will take a complete breakdown of a lifestyle for two people, right? It will take a lot of work and a lot of change in order for this thing to work out and to happen here. Now, for some of you, maybe you're willing to do that. Maybe they're willing to do that. But the message here is that it's not going to be easy. At the same time, anything that's worth it is not easy, so they say. I personally feel that not everything is meant to be that way. There are things that are completely worth it, that happen very naturally and without conflict or challenges, you know. All right, we're going to pull from another deck and get more details. Okay, so you have the 9 of Cups. This could be a 30-day outlook as well. So we could be breaking down the next 30 days for you. So in the next week or two, you start off with the 9 of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. You're on your way to feeling, to having it all. Okay, there's the next card after this is the 10, right? So one more. It's making me feel like this puzzle piece. You're almost there, but not quite. 8 of Swords. There's that red moon again. Which is what I was getting with the lunar eclipse, right? Like you being up at night thinking about this thing, dwelling on this thing. Something about it just has a hold on you. It could be an it, or it could be a person. But you're very drawn to it. And it's odd. I want to say that for sure. All right. Do you like to be in, like, do you like, how can I say it? It feels like somebody here likes to be controlled by the idea or thought of this person. Like when you're overthinking it, when you are consumed, when your mind is consumed by them or it, it's like you enjoy that. You enjoy being in this 8 of Swords energy. Page of Pentacles, making me feel like this is just an enigma. This is an intangible thing. This is probably what's making you so mad, is that you cannot have it. the Magician. Well, you're trying your best. I think that if you want it enough, you can do something about it. That's the message here too. It's like it could happen. It's here for the taking, you know, but you have to make moves and express yourself and go in the direction toward the thing, you know. Like, put your foot down for yourself and be like, you know what? I'm going to do this. This is the thing that I want, and this is the thing I'm going to do. Instead of spending all of your time and energy in the thought of it, actually create it with the Magician here. The Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, although it is in an idea form, it still has to be something that involves the physical with the Pentacles card. So you can go from it being in your head and in your mind and connecting emotionally with it, overthinking about it, right? Letting it consume you and your thoughts. How can you create this in your reality? You can definitely do it because the Magician is here. Okay, you can create it, but it does involve something physical. I don't know what this means to who, but I just heard like sacrifice, like physical sacrifice, but it doesn't have to be like a literal sacrifice, but I heard that. So some type of sacrifice, okay? Maybe sacrificing your lifestyle, right? Maybe you want this thing or this person, but you don't want to change your life in any way. That's a big one. And I do think that that's big for Taurus, right? And the Taurus archetype. They often do not get what they want because they don't want to change anything about their lifestyle or who they are. Okay. What else? But it does involve something physical. I'm also getting moving, like it involves moving. Going toward the water, going toward a more humble environment or secluded environment for some of you. Like it means getting out of the city, going into the country, something like that. Like there, whoever, I don't know who this is for, but if you do that, you will be able to indulge even further into the dark weirdness. Like there's something in this seclusion, in the woods, in the country, or something like that, where you can really step into this weirdness of whatever the weirdness is. I don't know what it is. But there the dark side lies. There the dark side is waiting for you. And there's a pull toward it. I'm not even saying that it's a dark side, like to be negative about it. This dark side feels beautiful. In the next 2 to 3 weeks, you have the Seven of Cups, the High Priestess, Five of Wands. Your intuition's coming through strong. 10 of Pentacles, beautiful. Yeah, there's something about the living arrangement, okay? Maybe you have an opportunity to move or you're trying to. I would say this is a good thing. This is a thing to do. You have options, and these options are just starting to overwhelm you a little bit. All in all, for like so far, it's like, it's just a matter of getting up and doing the thing. And you know that. Okay, with the High Priestess, you know that this is true, and you're just like bracing yourself for the moment that you have to get up and do it. And I think that if you don't do it, it'll be a really bad move because the whole 10 of Pentacles is here waiting for you, which is the life. This is everything that you want. And if it doesn't look like that now, it could be because it's still in the beginning stages of the Page of Pentacles, but it's going to take you there to the life that you want. This is an opportunity in some way. King of Wands. You're fighting your intuition in some way here with the Five of Wands. Your defiance is super strong. What is it that your higher self is telling you? What is it that God, Source, Spirit is telling you? It's calling to you. It's pulling on you. It does feel a little bit like a separation, like you have to separate from a person or a way of living here with the Five of Wands. Like two people are turning their backs on one another. But we did say that that had to happen, right? Like there had to be some kind of sacrifice. But they're still entangled in some way. It's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You're being tempted a little bit as well. It's like an animal, like a dog or a cat, where it's like it wants to go towards something, but it's hesitating. And like it's there, it wants to pounce, or it wants to attack, or it wants to run, but it's told not to, you know, like it needs to stay put. But does it? Okay. The end of this 30-day period or situation comes with the King of Wands, Four of Wands, Ace of Swords, King of Cups. These are two very different energies, two different people, none of which typically have to do with you because you're a pentacle, but you can be sitting in more of your fiery side, or you could be sitting in more of your watery side. There is a need, though, regardless, to get in touch and connect with your emotions and find out what it is that you truly feel. Because I think a lot of this is coming from a fiery element of like passion, instinct, wanting to do something about it, wanting to make something right? Like maybe fantasizing on your fiery self, which is a part of you. It's like I'm getting somebody's like thinking like, if only I was brave enough to go and do this thing. If only if I was brave enough to say the thing, right? To make the call, to show up, to make moves, right? And maybe fantasizing about what it is, what that would be like for you specifically to do these things, right? Like, can you be this way? Can you be this type of person? Being that way will definitely get you what you want. And I think that you know that because you're in your head about it. Like you're thinking about how can you get the life you want or this thing that you want? You know it involves taking action with the King of Wands. But maybe the answer here is the reason why you haven't been able to really make a move is subconsciously, intuitively, internally with the High Priestess, you're still not sure about how you really feel about it. Maybe it's the passion and the pull, the magnetism that is riling you up and, you know, making you hot and bothered for this person, or really like instilling a sense of like motivation and like you really want to do the thing. But that is sort of like masking and trumping the emotion, the truth of how you really feel, the truth of what you really feel. And so there's a need to get honest with that. The final puzzle piece is your emotion. And it's so crazy because this card is from the Elemental Oracle. and it says west. And the guardians, right, of north, south, east, west, the west represents water, and water represents emotion, right? The completion to your story has to do with your emotion, the water. How do you feel about this? Let's just say it's a person. What are your feelings for this person? Do you love them, or is it just the passionate, sacral, primal pull that you have toward them, right? In order to bring an equilibrium and alignment into your well-being here, the missing element is the emotion and how you feel. I don't know what that would be. I can pull some clarifiers because some of you are probably struggling with how you're feeling about it. Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords, Temperance, Six of Cups, Knight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles at the bottom. It's funny because these cards are beautiful cards, all right? It's telling me that you know that this is a soul bond, that you have a deep, deep-rooted connection that has lasted for lifetimes. You want to go toward it, and you want to, with the Knight of Swords here twice, you want to be assertive and go for it and say what you have to say and be honest about how you feel. Temperance is saying that you know that spirit is pushing this along. You want union. You want this to be, what is this? Like some people, just in my experience, some people, when they think of love, it's not good enough. The earthly type of love that is, it's, how can I say, like some people love to some people transcend time and space. Like to some people, that's how they see love. If it's not transcending time and space, then it's not good enough. Anything less than that type of love will not be settled for. I don't know if that's how you see it. I don't know if to you love is undescribable, right? More than this world, bigger than the universe itself, right? The concept of it, the connection to your person, whether they are on this planet at this time or not, right? Like some people see that as well. Like their actual soul mates, sometimes people think just is not alive in their lifetime, right? Like they don't exist on this planet right now as we speak. They will meet with them in another lifetime, in another dimension, in another space and time of the universe. And if you're lucky to those types of people, maybe sometimes their soulmate does exist on this planet at this time and they meet. I don't know. But it goes as big as that. Does that make sense? Like this big picture thinking. Especially with Temperance coming through, right? As that type of archetype, that type of energy of bigger than life. So you may see this connection that way. It's still not telling me whether or not it's enough for you to make all of this change, to make these moves. I don't know if that's enough, because your ability to be so fixed and stable and grounded and immovable sometimes can be more than even love itself. So that's for you to think about. But if you take action, Taurus, with the Four of Wands here, you'll have what you want if you step into this Knight of Wands. Okay? All right. I hope that helps somebody. If it did, click the like button. I would really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. And if you want more information, more clarity, and you want a one-on-one reading with me, they're exactly this way. They're just specific to you. My email address is in the description of the video. Shoot me an email. We'll get together and we'll do your reading. All right. Thank you so much. And good luck with this. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.